Quick PSA, if you don't already have a drink in your hand, pause this video right here and go make one because you are gonna need one. All right, we have our drink, we have our notes, we're ready to dive in. What's up guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Tanisha. I hope you stick around, subscribe. Lots of fun things going on around here, I always say that. Today's video is gonna be chit-chatting, reflecting on the last year, setting intentions for the new year. I saw this video from a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Haley Gamba. I will link her video down below as well as in the card so you guys can go check her out, give her some love. Definitely was inspired by her to create this video and kind of just reflect on things that I want to work on and things that I feel like we can all work on and hold ourselves accountable for in the new year. This video is going to be 10 red flags that we need to work on in 2022. This is very specific to me. A nice video to kind of look back on hopefully next year or in the next few years and see how I progress, and also check in with you guys. You find one of the red flags that you feel you also need to work on. Let's hold each other accountable, recognize it, and let's try to do better. This is in no specific order. That's why I say get a drink. We are going to be attacking ourselves a little bit, but I think this is good reflection. Like I said, I took the past few days to write things down that I feel like I haven't conquered yet. Wrote them down, sat with it, and I felt like, okay, these are 10 things that I feel like I can get better at next year. The first one is not being disciplined. Really ties into a lot of different areas in my life, which is why I feel like it's such a good one. Being disciplined is always something that I felt like is very hard. It's one thing to have someone tell you, okay, this is due on X date. You need to do this to get this. A good example with that is school and work. You know, we go to school, we have homework assignments, we have tests that we're working towards, but when schedules are so fluid, or when you're your own boss, or don't have a gym, all of those areas I found for myself, it's hard to make myself do things. So with working out, it's hard to make myself do it on a consistent basis because I don't have someone yelling in my ear to do it. Being disciplined, I feel like, is something that takes a lot of telling yourself to do it and actually doing it, follow through. Working from home obviously makes things a lot harder when you don't have a consistent schedule. It's just hard. So I would really love to be more disciplined in my health and working out. I would love to do that consistently. I would love to be more disciplined in YouTube and just really stick to a schedule, even if it's not like a consistent upload schedule, but just a consistent schedule of like, okay, on this day I'm doing this, on this day I'm doing that. That's something that I need to work on, hopefully get better at it in this next year. I really want to take my health seriously. I want to get more fit. And yeah, second one is rushing through life and not being content with where you are now. I am always planning for the future, and I feel like a lot of us get kind of caught in that trap of always looking for the next step. Once you accomplish something, it's like, okay, what's next? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Am I saving enough for this thing? While all of that is great, it's always nice to have a plan, always nice to have something that you're looking forward to and working towards. Also equally important to just live in the now and live in the present and enjoy what you have now. It's always great to, you know, feel like I'm in this amazing apartment, but I really want a house. Sometimes I have to like kind of take a step back and be like, okay, what would 15-year-old T think of me now? I'm living in this beautiful apartment. I have these beautiful things that I paid for myself, and really just being grateful and in awe of that. Like, you're living the dream life. You know, obviously it's all relative, but I think it's really important to just really be happy and content with what you have and not always look towards the future. Again, like I said, it's nice to have those goals set in place and always be working towards them, but I think sometimes we kind of forget to really be happy with just what we have and be proud of what we have now. Red flag number 3, comparison and being too tuned into what others are doing. It's human nature to compare yourselves to others. I don't think this is something that is unique just to me. I think we all deal with it, but I think as it pertains to me, comparison really undermines my creativity and productivity. And when I am constantly consuming content and information from other people, I, one, am not being productive. I'm not being disciplined in doing the things that I need to be doing at that given time or that day or whatever. It also undermines my own creativity. When you're looking at too much of what other people people are doing, you don't really have time to really sit with yourself and your own thoughts and really dream up things and be innovative. I think it's really cool to come up with something that you came up with in your own head versus seeing it and being inspired. Obviously that's amazing. This whole video is inspired by someone else that I love. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but I'm also saying that it is so nice and cool to really dream up something that is just from your own head, and trying to be really mindful of that disconnect, which is really hard to do. Really dreaming up my own concepts and my own things and just putting out what I want to put out, not putting out things because I see other people are doing it or because it's really popular or it's going viral right now. It's really just putting out what I feel is on my heart and releasing that to the world. So I'm trying to be better about that in 2022. All right, next red flag is imposter syndrome and not feeling worthy of great things. This kind of has to do with the second one, which was rushing through life and not being content. I think that really ties into this one. I feel like I struggle with that a lot because I'm always looking for the next thing. I can never be proud of like, okay, I'm kicking ass right now. I find it hard to really hype myself up in that way, and that's not a good thing. I think we as people, we accomplish so much, whether it's really small or really big. I think we need to celebrate the small things in life, celebrate the big things in life, and allow us the space to really do that. It's not bragging, it's not, you know, showing off. It's being proud of what you've done, what you've accomplished thus far, whatever that is. Whether that is you woke up today and you put on real clothes or you graduated, whatever it is. Sometimes it's hard to like hype ourselves up because we feel like, okay, we don't want to come off as a show off. Why does being proud of yourself have to be negative? It should be a positive thing. If there are people in your life that make it negative, then maybe we should rethink those people and their closeness to us. Don't be afraid and don't feel like, oh no, like it's whatever, like, you know, I accomplished that, or whatever. No, it's a big deal, and celebrate it. Have a drink, have a glass of wine, go out to dinner, buy yourself something nice, celebrate yourself, and do it proudly. Number 5, red flag number 5, not setting boundaries and being a yes man. This I feel like I have been really trying to be better about. I'm gonna continue it in 2022, but I've been slowly being more comfortable with it. I am a people pleaser. I love when people love me and like me, you know, that's just inherent human nature again. But I think it's also really important to be able to say no, be able to be okay with not everyone liking you, being okay with setting your own boundaries, whether that is, okay, like I'm not gonna go out today because I have things to do. I'm sorry, I can't go. I think FOMO really also kicks in here because sometimes we just want to hang out with everyone and we don't want to miss out, and we don't want to miss that party, we don't want to miss that dinner. Sometimes it's okay to miss it. Like there will be another party, there will be another dinner. It's important to let people know that you set your own structure. If you say no, no is no. You don't have to let people disrespect you. I know I'm talking more in the sense of like being out with friends, but I think this also applies to when someone is, you know, taking advantage of you and you've always said yes and yes and yes and yes, you'll do it, yes, you'll bend. I think it's important to also say no and set boundaries and let people know that no, they cannot use you, they cannot abuse you that way. You are not going to stand for that anymore. And this can apply to anything. I'm speaking very generally, but it's so important to be able to let people know that they cannot with you in a certain way. They have to know that it's a no, okay? It's a no. Red flag number 6, being dependent on a relationship and neglecting and not nurturing your friendships at the same time. So you guys know I've talked about this before. A few past videos, my whole trip to New York, that really was spawned from feeling like I was neglecting my relationships outside of, you know, my romantic relationship with Tyler. I felt like I was too into us as a unit. We were doing too many things together. I didn't have memories and experiences with people that I also love with just me. I feel like this comes when you've been in a long-term relationship and you've kind of just gotten into a groove of having the same friends, hanging out with the same people. Obviously you want to do everything together because you want to make memories with your person. Obviously I want to do that, but I also don't want to forget that I am an individual. I have other relationships that I really care about. I have friendships with people that I love. I don't want to forget them as a friend also. Like they deserve a part of me, and I don't want to to forget that. And it's so funny because like in high school, when your friends get a boyfriend, like they completely forget about you. I felt like I was going towards that path and I had to course correct. I want to keep being mindful of that in the new year. Hang out with my friends alone, making memories with them. I think going on trips is an amazing thing that getting now into a stage of my life where I'm able to afford that a little bit more. I want to plan more girls trips. I want to go do girls nights. I want to check in on my friends more. Just all of those things, friends, family, all of that. Make sure that they don't forget that they're still loved. Loved my trip to New York. I think that was so special and amazing. It showed me how much of a great friend I have in my friend Claudia. I love her. It really strengthened our relationship. I had the best time. It just goes to show like you can have amazing experiences and amazing memories with other people that are also in your life. Have more of like a balanced life. Red flag number 6, expecting a dream body when you are not putting in the work. Also has to go along with not being disciplined. I'm always looking at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, oh, if I could just lose this, if I could just lose this, if my stomach just looked like that, if I just look like that. And it's like, yeah, it could, like you could have that, you could, but you're not doing anything about it. And this can be like so broad of advice also. Yes, you could have that job, you could do X if you did something about it. What is that quote? Like dreams don't work unless you do. A dream body is not gonna come unless you work for it. And I have not been working for it. I really fell off. I think for the holidays, we all have kind of like taken a little break. If you haven't, snaps for you. I have not worked out in like a month. I want to stop making excuses about just my health in general. Yes, I want to look good on the outward. I also want to feel really good. I know whenever I'm working out consistently, I feel so good about myself. Like I just feel happier. I feel like I can get through my day more. I feel like just mental clarity. I need to stop imagining a dream body. I need to stop saying, oh, I could look like this. Oh, if only, if only, if only. No, put in the work, stop being lazy and just do it. Oh, okay, my foot fell asleep. Okay, gotta give this foot a second. Oh, oh, yeah, that hurts more, it hurts more. Oh, wake up. Oh my God, that hurts. Oh. So bad. Okay, I gotta get up really quick. You guys like my outfit? This is what filming at home looks like. Needed the top to look like this. This is what I'm having. The bodysuit is on the outside of my pants. Fashion, honey. All right, where were we? Number 8, not taking care of your well-being. This for me looks like getting out of the house. Me working from home the past 2 years, I've gotten really comfortable with just being in front of my computer all day, not really getting out, enjoying fresh air. Sometimes I really just need to step away from the computer, step away from emails that piss you off. It's just good to kind of like give your mind a mental break. So I really want to get outside and just go for walks just for mental clarity. Also good for my body. I also really, again, a lot of these red flags that I'm realizing as I'm speaking about them is they tie in together. I think that's really good because it'll hopefully help me conquer them. Just again, not comparing myself, not being on my phone as much, spend more time in the present. When I'm spending time with Tyler, I want to put my phone away. I am a very anxious person also, so I really need to take care of my anxiety and make sure I'm not triggering it in ways that can be subconscious that I don't even know. So I think really just stepping away from my phone sometimes, even if it's for like 5 minutes, I really need to do that more because I am way too tuned in. I just need to give myself also alone time. I think it's really good for your mental health to just sometimes be alone, sit in your thought. If I need to be sad, be sad. If I need to be happy, be okay with being happy. Just recognizing what I need for myself, maybe preemptively recognizing it before, you know, I have a meltdown or I have a crying session, even though crying sessions are so therapeutic. I am someone who, if I cry, like a cry, it's because things have been building up. And so I need to be able to recognize when things are building up, let me take care of it before it turns into like this huge thing. So number 9, this is a huge one. This is letting money motivate your every move instead of being more happy with just having a hobby, being happy with silence, being happy with just experiencing experiencing something. I think this has to do a lot with just the way that I grew up. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. Mom didn't have much. Everything that I have built myself. This is the most that I have ever provided myself. This is the most stable I have ever felt. So coming from a background where I was without, didn't have a lot, I think now I am very conscious of experiences and things that I do that can, you know, build my wealth and build my future to where I never feel like I am without. I never feel like I can take care of myself. I never feel like I'm going to go hungry. I never feel like I'm not going to have a roof over my head. So I'm very conscious of those things, and I'm trying to, obviously I am in a wealth building stage of my life. I'm in my mid-20s and I'm trying to hopefully buy a house one day and hopefully have kids and get married one day. And all of those things are very expensive. And so I'm trying to, you know, set myself up for success in that sense. But I also don't want to forget that it is okay to have a hobby that even if you're good at it, maybe you don't need to monetize it. And I was talking to actually Tyler's dad, and he's so good at gardening. He has like a green thumb, you guys. Like, he is amazing at it. He just retired, and I was talking to him. I'm like, did you ever think about like maybe starting a consulting, landscaping, or gardening business? Have you ever thought of that? And he's like, no, this is my hobby. I love it. I just take care of my garden and that's it. Like, I don't want to do anything else. I can respect that opinion, that mindset so much, because for me, I think because I come from that background where I'm like, okay, how can I build? How can I build? How can I build? I don't have as many hobbies that are not building me some type of future. So for me, I think that stuck with me is I need to be okay with having fun at things, not feeling like I need to be making money all the time, not feeling like, okay, what can I do? What can I do more? Can I do more? Can I do more? I know that I'm gonna be okay. I am a driven, hardworking person. No matter what life throws my way, I feel like I have the skills and foundation, hopefully, to deal with it. I'm trying to kind of relax that fearful child inside of me that is so scared to not be able to provide. Let her have fun. Let her have something cool that she loves to do. It's not about money. It's just about my own happiness, doing something because it brings me joy. YouTube is that for me, and it is so cool that it has turned into a side hustle. But it is, at the end of the day, it's a side hustle, and I do it because I, one, love it, and I know I want to build this into something that hopefully one day I can, you know, start a company or start a business that can span from this. I know that that's what I want to do with this, but I want to work on finding a hobby hopefully in the new year that is just about pure joy, that's just satisfies little T, that is just purely to make her happy. Last and final red flag, waiting for the right time to do whatever the hell it is you want. I find that, you know, comparison, thinking of what will other people think about this? Is it the right time? Do I have enough saved? Oh no, maybe in a year or two. All of those phrases and excuses really hold us back. I'm not saying that I'm gonna do the things that I have in my head that I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do them all one day or 1 year. Like, that's not gonna change. It's gonna take time. But I do recognize if you want anything in life, sometimes you just have to go for it, and you just have to kind of be fearless about it. And that's something that I struggle with, being fearless, because again, it kind of goes back to, you know, stability and being risk averse. I don't want to do anything that can potentially put me in a harmful situation or state, potentially disrupt my stable mind and my head. Being fearless and really going for things and not caring what people think is so important. You get so much farther. It saves you so much mental stress. I feel like this year I've started to kind of harness that energy and just really feel it. I haven't 100% tapped into it. I want to keep remembering that it is okay to do whatever the hell it is I want. If you want to do something and you're scared to do it now. You'll get better. I think we also are really afraid of failure. It can be scary. Failure is scary, but I think failure is also kind of necessary to teach you how to maybe conquer that thing the next time. It teaches you what not to do. It teaches you persistence and perseverance. Like, you can fail and get back up and try again. Just because you fail at something one time doesn't mean that, oh, nope, that's it for you. Just because something's not perfect or the exact way that you want it right now doesn't mean that you shouldn't go for it or you shouldn't do it. Obviously want to improve and get better, and you can never get better if you don't start now. That's gonna stick with me this next year, and hopefully I can harness that and just tap into that energy a little bit more in 2022. So those are the 10 red flags that we all need to work on, and by we I mean mostly me. If you related to any of these red flags, please let me know down below in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this is really a cool one just to reflect and set goals for the new year. Let me know what intentions and goals and things you want to conquer. What red flags do you need to work on in the new year? I would love to know down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one.